Brought to you by Friends Council and Advis. TrusteeU, your online governance program for trustees.
Donor motivation is the holy grail. You know, it's what we all need to figure out. Now, there's lots and lots of research, tons of research, that's constantly done every year. So I don't know if you follow the Bank of America, Indiana University, like every 2 years they do a big study on donor motivation, and they report out all this data. And it's good stuff. It's good stuff to know, and I'll share a little of that with you. But here's the real thing that matters. It's personal, right? What motivates me? So you could have like all this research, and it gives you guidelines, it gives you kind of places to think about. For example, one of the things we know based on research is that the more engaged somebody is, the more likely they're to give, right? And engaged is two-way. Engaged means that you've engaged my head, my heart, you've got me doing something. It's not passive, it's not sitting watching, but it's actually being engaged. You are more engaged, you tend to give more. But what's the right engagement for me? There's only one way to find out. You've got to ask me, right? I'm not a statistic. I'm not a study. I'm a person. And so you have to sit down and say, you know, tell me about some of the places you give to. Where are you involved with? What do you like about that? What do you love doing? Find out who I am. Because that's in the end what's motivating for me. You can't motivate me. I can motivate me. You can tap into it by having a great strategic conversation about it. Another thing which this is interesting and very helpful to us in schools, that research tells us, is the more our children are involved with our philanthropy, the more we give. Now, this was one of their big studies, came out in 2010, and it showed that it was 3 times as much if my children were involved in my philanthropy. Now, how could we use that in schools? Well, why not have a family day about giving to the community? A family day where we all decide on some place that we're going to help. There's a homeless shelter, or some place that we're going to go, or some kids' place where we're going to go paint toys and help and get everybody involved. Don't be afraid of other places that are raising money. Don't think of that as competition. Think about the fact that you're teaching your children to give back. And if they give back to the world, they'll give back to you. If they believe that this is an important quality that people have, giving service and giving money, only good's going to come out of it. You're going to graduate great citizens, and you're going to graduate young people who value what you've instilled in them. So motivation is personal, but we do know that engagement and involvement with children helps enormously. And we know that in the end, the best way to find out about me is to ask. Have a great strategic conversation.